SGC here, and we're back for comics time. First up, all new Wolverine 11, Cap 23, Wolverine fight. Gabrielle gets involved, and it's the whole tie-up with the whole Ulysses thing about him seeing the future, and then they figure things out. I don't really like that sort of future stuff anymore. It's such a bore in a sense where all the stuff that he sees happening, no context whatsoever, he just says, Wolverine's gonna kill Gabrielle, like what we're gonna do? Then people just go in and stop him, and then it still leads to Gabrielle's dying, maybe. I don't know if she's gonna die, but what have you. I just don't like those storylines, and I sort of wish that Civil War 2 just ends already. I don't know if it's ending or anytime soon. I think it's almost done, I don't know. But the repercussions or what have you, I don't know, just be done with it. Just let the books be their own books sort of thing. Overall, art was fine, and Cap was cool in the sense to see some action sequences with him and all, but just overall, just didn't really dig the story at all. But anyway, still look forward to the next issue. Next up, Descendant number 14, we see what happens to Andy and Tim 21 when things goes to crap, when Andy has to leave home, and then we see Bandit doing the stuff that he did before the story starts. So that was a nice prequel-ish sort of thing. And now we see where it's heading, as in they're trying to figure out where Tim 21 is using Bandit, and it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to work. And I wonder if that was the next cover. I mean, it's the same as this cover, so I don't know. Usually, isn't this one supposed to be the next cover? But what have you. I mean, it's a nice prequel to see how things started before the first issue. So yeah, overall, dig it. Excited to see how they're going to wrap this up, this arc anyway. And yeah, can't wait for the next one. Mighty Thor number 10. Interesting change of events. Seems like Thor is not all super powerful when, I forgot her name, shot the bullet and now she's turning to gold. And then Jane Foster shows up. Obviously, I swear it's probably Loki doing something. And they're going to fight. And fighting with each other type of thing. I mean, those S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are really getting on my nerves, as in they're just playing the whole bad cop thing, and it's just like, oh my goodness, like, where's your intel coming from? Why are you so clueless type of thing? Overall, it seems like this arc's really stretching long, and in terms of just Argan, Roxxon being sort of the main player. I mean, it's been 10 issues, and I feel like Roxxon's been the only bad guy. Malachi has been there, and Malachi, Roxxon both has played its sort of thing before this series, but overall it seems kind of like draggy at times, so I wonder if it's gonna wrap itself out and start going to like new places and new story arcs. So I don't know how many issues are left for this arc, but hopefully it'll end soon than later. Anyway, still can't wait for the next issue, because I mean, I dig the story in the sense where the relationship and stuff, but just the overlying arc of these characters are being used over and over again, and I mean, I dig the art, so there we have it for that. Anyway, can't wait for the next one. Next up, Black Widow number 6, Iron Man Black Widow confrontation, and it's just like, holy crap, that sort of game-changing information about Iron Man's origin and all, with Black Widow being tied in, and then Black Widow doing some Cloak and Dagger stuff, just getting in, and then finding the new White King, Whispering King, what king? I don't know, remember? No, Weeping Lion. So now she has this dude, and he's a telepath, and wonder what's going to up with that. How are they going to change the dynamics of this so-called solo book? Is that going to change anything? But love the art, love the action, love the characters, and yeah, can't wait for the next one. Next up, Rumble 13, we have Rafark fighting again, more fighting with, and then, what's his face? Azura using Rafark's old body just to challenge status quo, and he once gets his sword back and all that stuff. Tons of action, a lot of character stuff, and just see, like, the background arc of how Rafark and Del sort of got arrested last issue, and now they have to deal with that. And then also we have Bobby and Tamai's relationship and how they're going with that, and then the learning of Tamai's sort of like lineage and just where she's coming from and all that. So tons of stuff packed in this issue, a lot of stuff, great stuff, good characters, and great action. Love the art, and yeah, can't wait for the next one. Power Man and Iron Fist number 7. We have Iron Fist in jail and dealing with all that stuff, and then Luke is on the outside figuring out what he should do to help his friend, and then all this Civil War stuff happening. And overall, tons of stuff is happening. Just figuring out what to do and how they should do it. And then all of a sudden, Ulysses stuff comes in again. So I hate the Civil War 2 thing again. It's just really dumb. And they're gonna stop Luke from breaking into to jail and not knowing any of the context and what have you. And one issue I have with this issue is that there's tons of people, and I really am getting sick of the whole new character and then giving an actual long description of who they are. It's like Gadget, aka Gadget Man, all-around computer electronic genius. And right after him, it's Marta Cardona, daughter of reformed criminal Charles Cardona, aka Carlos Cabrero. And then more people, and then it just I don't know, they don't stick, and it's like you don't really care for them. It's like, why is this introduction, or why don't we care about them? I don't know. But overall, I just want to see it done, get rid of the Civil War II stuff, and go on with their own stories. Can't wait for that. So yes, hopefully the next story wraps this stuff up, and hopefully no too much Captain Marvel. But anyway, can't wait for the next one despite everything. I Hate Fairyland number 8. Finally, just great sequencing. I mean, I think Skottie Young's probably getting busy again, but this art for the fighting arcade is just awesome, amazing, great stuff. Really dug it. And then finally, we have someone to take care of What's-Her-Face, and it's just to show her that she's not all that super powerful. And what her face is, Gert. And just like this awesome princess just being like super owned, Gert. And then the dragon kid is totally screwed now, and I wonder what's going to happen after that. And it's just like she totally gave up. So, interesting stuff. As always, love the colors, love the art. This time it's like just double bonus of having Skottie Young art. And his other guys, Chamba. Jeffrey Chamba Cruz. Dug your art, really loved it. Crazy stuff, awesome fight sequences, and just good story overall, because it just brings things down a notch in terms of just like her being high and mighty and all. So yes, cannot wait for the next issue. Next up, we got Klaus 7 of 7, the last issue of this. Crazy fight sequences, and really enjoyed it in terms of just characters, realization, and the motivation behind Klaus and badass monster designing. A lot of like intensity, and just yeah, overall great stuff. Good conclusion. I mean, this probably could have been 5 issues rather than 7. I feel like a lot of cannon fodder around. And also just saw the new solicitations. There's actually a one-shot special after this, so I don't know what that's going to be about. Do I want to get it? I'm not very keen on it, because it just seems like the story ended here, and what could they add? Maybe I'll flip through it and see what I'll do with that. But yeah, so Klaus, 7 of 7, thank you for this team. Wonder what Dan Mora is going to do. Morrison's always busy with stuff anyway, so Mora, gotta check out what you're up to, so can't wait for that. So anyway, yeah. Alright, lastly we got Deadpool, the Mercs for Money, number 2, fighting Radioactive Man, and they gotta own, and it's just interesting to see the teamwork. I wonder if Suicide Squad reads like this, but I just like Deadpool, just his mannerisms, everything. It was fun. I mean, I don't know if I'm missing out on, like, all of pretty much, what's his face? This is, yeah, issue 1 had their introductions, but issue 2, they don't. But, like, the other Deadpool guy that speaks Spanish all the time, Jefe. It's pretty interesting stuff. I mean, I wonder what he's talking about. I mean, I'm missing it because I'm not translating it at all. Wonder if I have to translate it to get most of it. I don't know, but maybe Spanish speakers. I think it is Spanish. He should be speaking Spanish. Probably will get the most out of this book. But anyway, so interesting stuff. I mean, just to see him getting owned and just them figuring out and working as a team and not having Deadpool solve everything was kind of interesting, and definitely looking forward to the next one to see where it's going. I mean, this is a nice, fun issue, so overall, enjoyed it. Can't wait for the next one. So there you go, that's it for this week's Comics Time. I hope you like what you got, because it's your money, and as always, leave your comments, blah blah blahs down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that's it for this week's Comics Time. Out!